All right, welcome guys. Welcome to another video. In my last video, we talked about string, talked about strings, the data type strings, and how you could use them for various activities and various. In this video, yes, this video we're going to be talking about string manipulation. All right, and string manipulation from the name you should already know what it is. Just um don't know about it. It's manipulating strings and getting it to do things for you. All right, like a user imputes this, and instead of what the user imputes, you can get it out of it. Can also be very useful. Also, when the user imputes something, maybe you want to be used type of pattern, and then or if you're working in other you when you are working, you get to know them as we go on in along in this series. We create projects with all of these functions, all these things we are learning, we create projects with them. All right, so in this video we're going to be talking string manipulation, and we're going to be using the functions, the inbuilt functions that come with Python to be able to manipulate these things. All right, so if you haven't get about strings, you can check out in my first video on my channel, and you get where I explain strings. Okay, so um I've created a file already inside our folder, learn Python tutorials on normal folder, created the file already. So let's get started. So in starting in strings manipulation, let's create our data that we manipulate. So call the variable data and input, let's with all capital letter string string manipulation. So I'll list out the functions. In my former video I talked of character position, where you get the exact position of the character in the string, and or you can also get an array of positions, and get your own few pieces of words down. And I also talked in my last video about length, getting the length of the string, the arrays, the characters. So I also created a video in my channel on creating your own length function. All right, so yeah, basically that's what I did. So in this video, talking about another function in Python called the strip function. From the name, some people might already get it. It strips out things. So it strips out things. Sorry, it strips out things. Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Now, okay, strip function actually the method that moves any white space from the beginning or the end of the data, like the array string. So we create, let's say we print data, because what we expect gives us string manipulation. And when we use that strip function, how do we call it? Dot strip. In stupid mistakes here. All right, so run it. Yeah, want to- let me show you something. Give me some time. Hold on. I ran this code wrong. Sorry. So I said it removes any code, any white space at the beginning and at the end of your string. So create a white space that is just a space, and let me recall this function. Let me recall it. Right. Let me clear this out so that you are seeing. Let me run this program again, and you could see over here in the output, very evident. In the main output, this output data, what it prints out is exactly what I give down, which is this. see white spaces, but over here you see it's closed up, all closed up, all those empty white space. Now that's one function how you manipulate things. So what if this white space, you need a length, like the length that's supposed to be inside there. Now let's show you, you need length of, let's see the original length of this data. Okay, so print it out, gives us 21. But now that is with all the white space. Now if you do length again, now when it's stripping off the white space, you see 19. So now if you have to get a length, since it's 21, it's supposed to be a maximum of 20 20 20 characters, but now you are getting 21, and of course it's going to conflict and it will not save. So you need this dot strip function to remove any white space at all in the beginning and at the end, in case they mistakenly put a white space and it's going to disturb. Just remove the white space. Maybe you need to read the data up to an AI or something, or a bot, and then the white space is going to disturb it. This removes that white space, so it will not be able to disturb it. So the bot can just read that word alone. Now that is one of things. Right? So yeah. So the next function we'll be looking at, let me just ice the function. The next function we'll be looking at is, so the next function we'll be looking at is the lower function. So basically what this function does is it changes the data to lower case. So if we print out the normal data, right? Print out the normal data and then use the function data dot lower. Okay, clear this in. Clearly you could see the difference. No one is to. Now this function re- um, turns it to lower case, turns the data lower case. Why and how will that be used? That will be useful because you want your user, you are working with if else statements, or you are working with a kind of an algorithm and only works on lowercase letters. Maybe just need to be this particular type of lowercase letter. Let's say you are working on, want them to maybe Y for yes and M for no. And this Y and N must, as I repeat, this Y and N must in lowercase in order for it to work. And then the user might then go and input capital Y. It will affect the data. But when you convert it to lowercase, it will not affect. That is how it can be useful. Okay, that's just a little detail of how it can be useful. So as you can see, you're learning much. Let's move on to another function. And now this function called the upper function. The same thing that the lower does now. And what this upper function is just like the lowercase function. And let's say our data, when we print it out in uppercase now, so let's do data dot lower, and then when you print it out lowercase. But now what if we wrap this, make it better, and then do dot upper. You see now it changes to an uppercase from this lowercase. Just forget I'm doing all this, but if this is in a lowercase form, you see that it will change to an uppercase, just like the lowercase uppercase works. So this is just another function, and there are many more of this type of functions in Python. So let's move on to the next function. Now let's comment this, and then place function. replace function. Now we have print, because we're going to data to get the main data to see the difference between the data we are using. And now we have replace function, this function. And now wait, take note, all these functions, just forget about that we are using them in a print statement. You can also put them in a variable. Let's call new data and do data dot replace. It goes on with the script and everything. So I do it in a print statement to make it easier and faster to run and see the changes. So now let's do replace. And now let's replace everywhere that we have s, s, everywhere we have s, and we change it to um, b, or let's do the, yes, let's do, and then we now do print new data. Now string manipulation, string string manipulation. That's what the replace, that's simply what. So let's go for um s to what I'm actually doing is to just being crazy. So that's something about programming. You have to be crazy in order to explore deep ends of programming. So when you learn something, just go crazy. Nobody cares. Just go crazy. You learn, when you use it for different weird case, different use case scenario, you get a broader aspect of how that thing works. You might even learn something that the instructor or the person teaching you does not know about. That is something about programming. Just go with it now. So let's say STIRN. So what I'm doing right here, I'm just trying to do something, and I hope it works. That's my own. So I don't even know what I'm doing again. Okay, I hope this works. Yeah, no, it did not go as I planned. It did not go as I do. If I type new, see, this is just learning with you guys. So you can just follow up on what I'm doing to learn, guess, or you guess what I'm doing by now. You look well and you understand what I'm, and just look well, understand what I'm doing. Oh, you see here, not go as planned. I expected that. What it was to do data manipulation. That's what I expected it to write, but because n, I replace n over here with space, okay, I replace I with a and some other things, gave me data malpolar. So you can use this also for like encrypted text messages and encrypted this, just rewrite the way everything needs. You will get to those later, but at least you've gotten the basic of what this thing, gotten the basic of what I mean of what I mean this function. Yes, although I went a little just out of the box with it to learn more things about it. All right. So yeah, this is what it this is what it does. So that's all for the replace function. Let's move on to another function, and that function That function is the split function. All right, the split function. The name's already, might tell you what it is used for. So might as well pause and guess from all these functions and also do some research. That's something about programming I forgot to tell you. You can just come and do here in Chrome split function in Python, string split. See, just go to the website W3 School. Split a string into a list where each word is a list item. That's in broad definition at I. So you see, you could use this for different things. You could, sorry, I said you could use this for different things. You could use Google to get more insight. In Python, you how to how to work, you know how to go around and look for websites or just type it in Google. Google will give you websites that will help in debugging. So that is one way. So back to the split function, back to that split function. Now, what it does is we have the data, that is the data. So let's call this the new data as this. Let's call this the new data, and let's say data dot split. Now, where do we split for? Back, let me go back, and if I need to put a parameter where it splits from, so let's say I comma here, and then I come back here and I say split from comma. Everywhere there is, as in once it is a comma, it splits it out. Everywhere there is a comma, it splits it out. Now just watch and do print new data. So now right here, turns it into a list. It's a data type, another data type, and see the it makes it a whole new item in that list. See the strings now. In the original data, let me print out the original data. See it, not a list, it's a whole string on its own. All right. But now here, you see that it's in a list and it has a whole new item on its own. You get to know more about it. So yeah, that's something. It just you can also go online, like I said, on Python and I see on Google, sorry, and type in Python network. Just go and type this Python and you get like what it stands for. That's all for the split function. And honestly, that's all for the split function. So the next function we'll move into. I hope you all take notes. If you like, you can take notes and jot down some function, okay, and jot down. Just take note because these are very good functions that you will need when you start coding. All right. So next, all right. Have I talked about the input function? Well, I saw this on W3 School, because that's where I got most of this content. W3 School, very good website. It, I'm disclaimer, use disclaimer. Yeah, I'm not promoting or advertising the website. I'm just a good website where I learned, where I basically got about Python from there because I sat down and just took my time, read it, did the exercises, and I got better and better and better. Right, that's where I get most of it. So I saw this thing about the command line input. So let's call it input, like, and then do let's, let's not call it input, let's call it the user input. and then calling the input function, and then the input function, let's call name. Okay, now we call have the name, and then we now print. This is also string manipulation. Hello. There are different ways we go. Let's start with the basic way. Hello, die. So let's run it. Now it's asking me for my name, and I can just say Jamin. Hello, Jamin. This, let's start again. The proper code. Let's type Jamin. So hello, Jamin. Now, there's another way we can also get the same result this way. So give the same result, and then there's also another way called the F strings. Okay, small letter F, not big letter F. No be um do this and curly braces. Put in that variable curly braces. You can do, let's say, want to do a calculation per date calculation. Let's just maybe did a random calculation, and then we got do this, and we cannot do 2 plus 90 92. So let's see name. See, even you can even do calculations in here, and hello Jamin. So there are different ways in doing this, but this is also considered string manipulation. And yeah, if you don't know yet, this the input function, and in this input function it prompts the user for an input, and then you you can also use the input without a variable, but that will be you want to input the data that the user will input for anything. But if you are going to use it, store it in a variable, and you can also work with it. So you can also use this for our string manipulation. So yes, that's all I have. Check. That's all I have for string manipulation. All right. Everything I have for string manipulation. So in my next video, we'll talk about something else. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Please like, subscribe to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to get notifications when I release more content like this, and you know, comments on on the opinion in the video and what you learned from it. All right. So have a nice day.